teaching this in school. You establish this here, but you pull everything to your guide.
He didn't have to be recording.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. We wasn't recording.
No. You guys are silly.
We're recording now.
Okay.
Right when you're starting.
Well, that's cool. Okay. So this is our initial guideline right in here. Just just lightweight. You're not trying to get too serious about it. But I don't want to lose any of the fall in the front. I want the hair falling forward. And when you're cutting, the angle of your part dictates what the hair is going to do. There are a number of ways of cutting a layered haircut. You can lift it up and just cut it without regard to what the hair is going to do, and you don't have a clue. But if you want this hair to move in a direction, then when you part it in the direction that you want the hair to move. If you want the hair moving forward, you should take this angle. If you want it falling straight down, you take this angle. This is neutral. Jack!
We know the name. He knows the name. I mean, he a local. Right.
And dealing with artificial hair sometimes is a little different. You can see the guide right there. You just follow that guideline. When you run out of hair, that means that hair is supposed to be falling forward like that. Now, if it wasn't weave hair, then I could lift it up. You see how I'm coming up with the elevation? Because I don't want this hair falling. I want it falling here, but I don't want it falling heavy. You know, sometimes you'll see a style where it's just like, just a big chunk of hair laying on someone's face. That really drives me crazy. And I don't mean to offend anyone. You know, if the hair's going to fall like that, I want it to fall like hers. It's sort of soft. You can see the layers in there. So you do that.
Okay.
You got your guide. Then you start lifting it up. And then you're softening it up. You're softening that line. You still have your line. It's still falling there, but you're taking the weight out of it. And then you can go through the interior and leave your guide there.
She needs a little roughing up. Yeah, she needs it. Get in line.
And we're just doing the bottom. I'm not doing the whole thing. And so you can see here, just from the little bit I did.
That looks so much better.
The hair just wants to fall in that direction because of the angle that I took and the fact that I lifted it up and softened the weight so that you don't have a heavy fall there. You see the guide? Lay it down. You can just take it up, and you can see your guideline and just come across the tips of it. Get this out of here. Anything that you don't want to cut yet. And in the beginning, take smaller sections because there's nothing worse being lost in the woods. I remember the early days of me cutting hair. You got your guideline, you're just in there, you're cutting away, and then all of a sudden, you just, for some reason, you're just lost. You don't know where the guide is. You're cutting, you don't know if you're cutting right, so always make sure that you know where your guide is. And also you can do this, if you want to really soften it up, you lift it up. And the same technique that you use with shears, you can use with your clippers. That notching technique that breaks up the pattern on the exterior of the hair.
Now we're going to be experimenting.
When she clippers. Y'all can fix your body with clippers.
We need to teach a class.
Okay.
And then again, this works on what I call FX hair that you add, but it works much smoother on just natural hair, be it Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic. This technique with the curved comb is just very efficient, and it gives you a curved line that you can't get with shears.
So would you recommend every one of us getting a curved comb?
I mean,
Obviously.
yeah, it's not just that. As young artistic professionals, when you are marketing yourself as creative and you only have 2 tools, how versatile are you creatively?
Yeah.
You need to seek out the tools that are going to give you. It's like when I was little, the kid that had the money, that did the most creative stuff with his little block of paper is the one that could afford the 48-pack of Crayola crayons.
How do you zoom out?
Just look over there, because I had the little 12-pack. We had 2 rolls this short. That meant I could only do so much. But the kids whose parents had a little cheese, it was a big box like that with a flip top lid. And it just seemed to have millions of
I think so.
Yeah, and I grew up.
I think something
I
pretty
grew up
cool.
creative, so that's why I remember that little detail, because I
Why
wanted
is
to
it
do
so
more. But my parents just didn't have the money to get me that box that
That's
kid
a video
over
you
there.
already recorded.
So as a stylist, when you reach into your toolkit, the more tools you have at your option, the more creative you can be and more efficient. So it's not just creativity. You want to be able to execute your look with maximum efficiency, because it makes you look more proficient as a stylist. It's going to get you more money, first of all. And in the eyes of your client, if your client is sitting in the chair and they see that you just got everything going on, you got this tool when you want that look, you got that tool when you got that look, that's just part of marketing yourself. When I was doing shows for other companies, I would go on stage. Now, I have a tool that I'm developing that should be here, hopefully by the end of the year. It's called the long shear. Because I've seen stylists over the years waste so much time cutting a simple bob by taking this section, bring it down. Do you have a bob? Yeah, you have a
really.
yeah. So they would bring the hair
Grown out
down,
from a
and you're going through all of this, and I'm like, why doesn't somebody just have a freaking long shear where you can just comb the hair down, you lay the shear down and cut it? So I have your email, and I have video footage that I'm going to send to all of you on some of the early techniques that I've developed. And one is the long shear. That long shear will allow you to cut some looks so fast, so clean, because theoretically, when you're drawing a line this long, but your shear is only this long, so it's a series of cuts you're making. You're not going to be as straight as me standing next to you with a pair of shears this long cutting a bob, because it's just one cut, it's one clean line. Instead of, and I grew up watching stylists do this. You know, all of my answers are just like, God, that just drive me crazy. Even as a beauty student, it was irritating to me because I knew there were other ways. So I just want you to start thinking more out of the box. Even as you listen to me, take what you're learning from me, keep what you need, anything you don't need, you throw out. But it's important that you suck up as much information from as many talented people as you can and develop your own style. Okay, yes.
Can you use shears with that? And if you do,
Yeah.
you still cut a straight line and will it come out?
Well, you're doing something completely different. Like, do I have it on my iPad? I don't know if I have it on. We're going to put this on. Okay, we're going to do it both ways. We're going to just take the comb. You want your guide here and bringing everything to that. So you can, and that's just, look at that. So how that just layers it in there. You can see the guide. You can see the bottom guide that we cut earlier. You can see the top guide. Now you want your parts diagonal this way because you want the hair to fall a certain way. So you can't just part it any direction. You want the hair falling this way, then your parts should be somewhat diagonal according to how you want the hair to fall. How did we go from history into the cutting class?
You started to talk about what the use of the curved comb was and the difference between Caucasian and African hair.
And then she needed a cut.
Yeah, that's what because I get suckered into, a cut if I think somebody needs a trim or something. No, My friend just cut mine, and I'm trying to grow it out so badly. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, there we go. Now you can see just from that little bit how the hair is moving. It's nothing complicated, but a good trim, the scissor work or the clipper work is everything. Once you do your work here, like I've worked in salons where I've seen people cut hair and then spend 30 minutes
On her real hair?
pulling. Once you've done the cut, you can pretty much just bump it and walk away. You shouldn't still be fumbling around 30 minutes trying to shape someone's style. Yes, clipper and a curve comb, much faster.
And don't get any wild ideas. I'm gonna let you guys try this on each other tonight.
Do it on my mannequin too.
Let's learn how to work a pair of scissors before we get.
I need one of those.
Did you say melt it?
I had somebody try that. The teeth were all
Mangled.
I was like, where was I? I think I was in the West Indies. I can just make my own comb. I was like, okay.
Too much British. We like our straight lines.
There you go.
That looks good. Voila. Now turn around and smile for the camera.
Yeah, that's. You see how it falls?